Wednesday, October 24th, 2012. We're live in the Wall Street Journal newsroom in New York. Today on WSJ Lunch Break, Clint Eastwood making his presidential preference crystal clear in a new ad. We will talk to Neil King, who's in Washington, D.C. with us, about just that in a moment. But first, I want you to take a look at this ad. We're going to show you right now.
In the last few years, America's been knocked down. 23 million people can't find full-time work. And we borrow $4 billion every single day, much of it from China. When someone doesn't get the job done, you gotta hold them accountable. Obama's second term would be a rerun of the first, and our country just couldn't survive that. We need someone who could turn it around fast, and that man is Mitt Romney. There's not much time left, and the future of our country is at stake.
American Crossroads is...
We're going to go to Neil King right now. He's in Washington, D.C. Neil, this is quite a departure from the Super Bowl ad that ran earlier in the year featuring Clint Eastwood, which actually had some conservatives' backs up. Tell us what he's aiming for here.
Well, I mean, it was funny. We all remember, those of us watching the Super Bowl in February, when all of a sudden that ad came out. It was a 2-minute ad. It was the gritty voice of Clint Eastwood, all about, you know, the grit and determination of the United States rebounding from the auto crisis, a whole bunch of things. And it was halftime in America, and nothing can keep us down. And, you know, Clint Eastwood's always been a Republican. He was a Republican mayor out in California. But at the time, that really, Karl Rove, for instance, said he was offended by that ad. There were a lot of people that thought that he was taking sides, and it was sort of a propaganda piece for Obama. And then we fast forward, of course, to the Republican convention when Eastwood gave this famous speech to the empty chair on stage. And then the American Crossroads, which is a big super PAC group, rolled out this ad today that they're going to air in 7 different states, battleground states, which is him just sort of overtly not only backing Romney, which he's obviously done before, but saying that the country cannot survive another 4 years of Barack Obama, and giving a strong pitch for Mitt Romney instead.
It seems a little bit, Neil, like this is kind of round 2 of the iconic Hollywood voices in terms of these ad campaigns. There was one that just came out with the voice of Morgan Freeman that was pro-Obama. I think we have that. Let's take a look at it.
Every president inherits challenges. Few have faced so many. 4 years later, our enemies have been brought to justice. Our heroes are coming home. Assembly lines are humming again. There are still challenges to meet. Children to educate, a middle class to rebuild. But the last thing we should do is turn back now.
So, Neil, I have 2 questions for you. One, how much do celebrity endorsements that are this blatant matter this late in the game?
You know, I think the Eastwood one could matter in a way around the margins. I mean, there are a lot of people in the demographic that Romney's really going for that, think pretty highly of Clint Eastwood. The Morgan Freeman one is fascinating because it was, of course, not an endorsement. They never show him. It just so happens that, you know, I think wasn't he literally the voice of God in some movie not long ago? And he's the voice of the Olympics and American Express and all kinds of things. So, you know, that's one heck of a voice, and everybody knows whose voice it is. It makes for a very effective ad, that one. I think the Eastwood thing, just because it's, you know, Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, etc., it might move a few people.
Very quickly, Neil, how do these things go down? Is it the Obama campaign, the Romney campaign that goes to these actors and say, look, we need you now, can you do something for us? Or is it usually the celebrity volunteering? What's the hierarchy there?
Well, actually, in the case of the Eastwood ad, because it was American Crossroads that put it out, they've told the story today that, after the RNC appearance in Tampa, when Eastwood came out and talked to the empty chair, they got the idea at American Crossroads, God, it would be great to do an ad with him. And so they approached him in Tampa, and he agreed to do that ad. I'm sure that with the Obama Morgan Freeman thing, it was just probably similar. They went to him and said, hey, Morgan, how would you like to do an ad for us? And he said, yeah, sure. He's obviously been an Obama supporter all along. I think that's how it goes.
All right. Well, we will see how much the celebrity bump matters here in the final week. All right. Thanks, Neil King, so much for being with us. Appreciate it.